Hello, this is Bryony.
Hello.
And I'm Ian. And today we're going to show you the best way of pitching your Terrain Kudos tent. So first of all, we want to take out all the components from the bag. But what we would recommend is the tent bag, the peg bag and the pole bag. Keeping these safe, as these are often items which blow away in the wind. So if you pop them into one of your rucksack pockets, for example. Okay, so now we can unroll the fabric. Now we're taking each pole, clip them all together. It's very simple on the Kudos tent. All three poles are the same length. They're all grey colour, all the same length. So it's very easy. Now one thing to note with terrain tents is that on the pole sleeves there's an open end and a closed pole socket at the other end. And what we want to do is we want to take the poles and insert them into the open end. Now working together as a team, thread the poles through the sleeves into the closed pole socket the other end. Okay, so now we want to each take a pole and push the tent into an arch shape like this. Take this end of the pole and clip it into the metal eyelet like this. Great, now you have your tent erected. The next question is, whereabouts on the campsite do you want your tent? So you can pick up the whole tent, locate it where you want, and then you can start pegging out. And we can do this starting with the four corners. One little tip for when you peg out the tent is insert the pegs at a 45-degree angle so the peg is leaning away from the tent. This gives them strongest anchor point. Good, okay, so now we've pegged it out. If conditions require, in high winds, you can pull out the guy lines here all around the tent and secure them with your pegs as well. And as you can see today, we pitched the tent with the inner already attached to the outer. So here's your inner. And this is the quickest way of pitching the tent when they're already connected together. Now I'll give you a few quick tips on how to take the tent back down. Firstly, what you want to consider is how you're going to carry the tent between your teams. So there are two ways in which you can carry your tent. You can either carry it with the inner and outer already clipped together, or you can separate the inner from the outer. We'd recommend you check with your group leader to find out what's most appropriate for your group. Now, if you do decide to separate the inner from the outer, you can easily detach the connecting toggles simply like this. The inner then folds away as a separate item. Then doing the zips up. But one tip, if you leave a little section of the inner tent zip open, it allows the air to escape nicely when you're rolling the tent up later. Then you can tie up the guy lines and remove all the pegs, and then to unclip the poles, you just take the pole, remove it from the metal eyelets like this. Now we can push the poles out of the pole sleeve, and it's important that you push the pole out. Don't pull the pole from that end, push out. This prevents the poles from getting disconnected while you're pushing. Great, so here we're going to show you the best way to fold up the Kudos tent. First of all, pull the porch fabric over onto the rest. Now you have the rectangle shape of the ground sheet, and you can fold this into four like this. Great, so now we've squeezed the air out. You take the pole bag with the poles in and you roll the tent around the poles as tightly as possible. Then slip into the tent bag, pegs in, and you're done.
Thanks, and we wish you the best in your expeditions. If you have any questions about our endurance products, please email us at sales@accesskit.co.uk or call us on 0800 310 1412.